Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero Show, where hero currently stands for high emotion radiates overflow. High emotion radiates overflow. So yeah, that was created by Reverend Mel, and I still like it. I'm still vibing with it. All right, so thanks for checking out the Be Your Own Hero Show. I'm Sekou Wrights. I am a motivational speaker and an author. Got some books coming out. They got some books coming out. Some books coming out. I don't even know why I started talking about that, but yeah, I do have some books coming out. Something about what I've been going through. But anyway, I'll get to that later, some other time. So anyway, shout out to Do Thought Media Network for allowing me the space to grow and develop as someone who's had a stroke. And that was about 9 months ago. I think I might be 10 months now anyway. But I've been working with myself and growing, and hopefully you've been growing with me too. All right. And let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. Oh, let me not forget, I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a physical trainer. I'm here to, wait a minute, a financial advisor or a physical advisor. I'm here to give you an inch, give you an inch of some way to travel. And once you find that way to travel, you gotta find the people around you that love you and will help you. All right. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna give you some ideas, but go with someone you trust. All right. All right. So that said, I'm gonna change a couple of things in terms of format today. So first of all, I don't know where that picture of you, that picture of me standing at. Oh, that was at Fisk. That was at Fisk University. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was at Fisk University. So for those of you that saw the intro image, it was a picture of me running at Fisk University. And that picture got picked up by the news, the local news. And they ran a story about me being this was the early part. This was before the stroke, before anything had happened untoward. And so this was about me running every day and raising money every day, and what I'd done. And now that I think about it, this might be a good thing. A good thing that I caught this image. But anyway, this morning, last night. Let's start with last night. Last night I felt like I wasn't getting anything accomplished. I felt like I was getting nothing accomplished. And so I started with something very small. I started with cleaning up my desktop of my computer. I was like, yeah, well, let me do that. And that ended up making me feel better. Not much, but just doing a little. And so I did that. I cleaned up my desktop. But this morning, I don't know where I put the image, the usual image that I use every day. And I was like, oh man. This morning I couldn't find it. I found the photo that you guys have seen. If you saw the intro, the photo of me running at Fisk University campus. And that's really iconic now because Fisk right now has their track sectioned off. Like you can't even get to the track now because they're rebuilding it. So wow, that's a pretty good photo. Yeah. So anyway, that's a pretty good photo. And maybe I will keep it. My mom and I just had this conversation about maybe I should keep it. Maybe I will keep it. Anyway, moving on. So let's see. What else did I want to say first? Oh, I want to do the intro, the millionaire mindset. So let's just do this with everybody who's watching. If you please, let's just read this together. So we're going to do this twice. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. One more time. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Let's do it 3 times. Let's do it one more time. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Now, I did it 3 times because I noticed that this chant, this invocation was not ready for me when I needed it. And what I mean when I say that is you expect these chants to be so deep within you that you read them so much, that you recited them so much, that they'll just pop up when they're needed. And this was nowhere. This form, this invocation was just gone. And so I need to get it further into my subconscious, and you do too. Get it further into your confidence, get it further into your subconscious so that it can radiate out. And so it will be there when we need it. All right, so I'm sorry, I don't know why my nose is itching this morning, but my nose is itching. Okay, so those 2 things I wanted to get out the way. And also, I wanted to play, oh, yes, by the way, some of you caught me saying, I must have said yesterday something about ex-girlfriend. No. Current girlfriend. So sometimes when I'm speaking, I get confused. I don't know how else to say it, but I get confused as to what I'm saying. And even now, I'm thinking constantly, like 3 words ahead of what I'm speaking. And I haven't done that before in life, but I'm doing that now. I'm thinking a little bit faster to keep my balance. But anyway, yesterday I must have recalled my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, at some point today or at some point yesterday. So no, we're fine. Thanks for checking, folks. We're fine. It's all love. Okay, so that said, I'm going to play from the Girlfriend's Corner the same video that I played yesterday because I want to speak about that. All right, so I'm gonna play that video, and so everyone who is tuned in today that wasn't tuned in yesterday, so you all will get a taste of the video that we're talking about, and then we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it together. Okay, so here we go. Find the starting. Okay, here we go.
This is Jordan's story. Imagine being in the Navy, going out to dinner with 7 of your friends, walking home from the restaurant, and waking up from a coma that you were in for 3 days. Imagine walking with your friends, having a conversation, and that's the last thing you remember because you were hit physically from behind by a drunk driver. And this is a story that my passenger Jordan just shared with me. He said he's an engineer. There's so many things. He was so amazing. And apparently, if there's no brain activity after 72 hours, they give, when I say the medical team working on you gives your family member the option of pulling the plug because if you're not responding, they deem you brain dead. And this is what was happening. They said to his parents, it's almost 72 hours, he's not responding. What would you like to do? This man, within a few hours of that time frame, was able to respond by giving them the bird. And there's so many intricate details, but the gist of it is, I was sharing with Jordan that my boyfriend had a stroke almost 10 months ago, and he said, tell him not to give up. Tell him to keep working, keep practicing, keep moving every single day. He asked me if he had drop foot. Apparently, the Navy has made a documentary based on Jordan's story. I cannot wait to watch this documentary with Sekou. Jordan was just light. He was I didn't even notice that he had a slight impediment on the left side. Jordan said it took him 6 years to rebuild everything he knew how to do. He said, I had to relearn how to eat, relearn how to talk, relearn how to walk, relearn how to bathe myself, take care of myself. Everything he had to relearn. I said, and he said it, but I'm so enthralled by his testimony, and I'm holding on to every word. I said, did you say it took you 6 years? 6 years. It took him 6 years. And today, he looks healthy, fit, active. He has a slight impediment on the left. And he said he's experiencing no pain. And I believe that the reason why I'm driving tonight is because I needed to hear Jordan's story for Sekou and for myself. Like, I needed to hear that. Thank you so much, Uber. This is Jordan's story. Imagine.
Okay, so I replayed that yesterday. Well, same video that I played yesterday, because I wanted it to be fresh in your mind. And yesterday I asked you about how it made you feel, and I appreciate the comments from Linda and Shay and Fee, obviously Fee. For those of you that said what you said towards the end, and I wanted to speak to this because Fee just happened to run into this customer, right? And she sent me that video, and I played that video a lot of times. And there's a couple of things that are happening for me. One, I've been unwilling to look up the documentary. I don't know why, but I've been unwilling to look it up solo. And maybe that's because I feel like I might need some support when watching the video, but I have been unwilling to Google the things that are obvious in Fee's video. And I also haven't Googled, I just haven't Googled anything, right? But I've gotten myself involved with the story. And you heard at the end, you heard him say, well, you heard her say through his voice that, sorry, my nose is itching, that he's had to redo everything. He's had to redo everything. And I have not given that enough impact. Right. Those of you that have seen me here, here on the show, and you've seen me doing what I do, which is what I used to do. I used to do this show beforehand. And you don't understand how deeply these things matter to me. But I, like Jordan, I had to relearn how to do everything. I had to relearn how to do everything. Can you imagine what that feels like to be a full-grown adult and have to relearn how to do everything? And I'm still relearning how to do everything. Still, but everything. How to brush my teeth. Different. Right? Maybe I'll go through that one briefly, but I usually brush my teeth with my right hand. Well, my right hand doesn't want to work as well as it used to. And so I had to learn how to brush my teeth with my left hand, right? And so that's a small example, but apply that to everything Everything. I've had to reteach myself how to walk, how to run, how to do everything, everything. And it's just, it's so, it's it's important for me to hear someone else talking about his his journey and to talk about don't give up. Just sending me this don't give up through over the airwaves through B King, and just sending those positive vibes from someone who's been through it. Because once you've been through it, there's no one else can compare to someone else who's been through it. Because there's things that you just wouldn't understand that we talk about, right? Because yeah, because there's so many things that you have to learn how to do differently. And so what you all do is you give advice, give helpful tips, but without thinking about how those tips that were normal previously can be different now. Can be different now because things could be different now. And yeah, there are so many things that are different. I'll give you one more kind of easy, small one. I don't use bed sheets anymore. I don't use sheets anymore. And the way I described it to my mom was I could not ask for more or less sheets because I couldn't articulate. My mouth wouldn't work, right? And so I just had to deal with the temperature in the various hospitals that I was in. I just had to deal with it. And I, try to mimic, but that wasn't getting through. And in those hospital beds, you're essentially being covered with one blanket. And what that got me used to was sleeping on top of the one layer, and then trying to adjust that one layer on top of me. But that's kept me away from sheets, away from underneath things. So in 9 months, the 9 months that's been since the stroke, I haven't slept under sheets, except for when my girlfriend's involved. She really wants to get under the sheets. She wants me to put the beds on the sheets. Like, she really makes us think about me making the bed. And so I do it for her, but other than that, I don't wear the sheets. Like, and I can't explain it more than that. But it's something else that's changed from when I was not 9 months ago. 9 months ago, years old. 9 months. 9 months, years old. I can't do it, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that these behaviors are brand new. These behaviors are brand new. Like, they're just new to me, and they're only 9 months old. And it's really frustrating to try to understand, try to explain to someone what's happening. In every different aspect of your life. And listen, there's no days off. There's no days off. Well, aside from my doctor, who had a short instance with I was just wanting to say that his interaction with a stroke was brief, right? Well, in my case, I can't take a day off. I can't take a day off. I can't take a day off. Every time I wake up in the morning, I check to see. It's like, oh man, it's still here. Still here. I still got to do what I would normally do without a case, without a cab, without the encumbrance. Encumbrance of what I have to deal with. You know, like I still have to do it. I don't get any time off from it. I still have to do it, and I have to take more breaks. I have to figure out different ways to do different things, but it's difficult. And there are times when having to do it all again, having to change all of it this way again, it's just tiring. It's just tiring. So basically, everything you see me doing, I'm doing it from the age of 9 months. And I'm learning as best I can, as best I can. And sometimes, well, oftentimes, you don't notice the extra effort it takes on our behalf to work through these things. So I give Jordan props for sending me the love. I send the love back, and I appreciate that it took you 6 years to get to a place where you felt like you could do things alone. And I applaud you, and I hope that it won't take me as long. But for some things, I've just accepted them as true to the new Sekou. Like new Sekou brushes his teeth with brushes his teeth with both hands, right? New Sekou sleeps without any comforter, any sheets. You know, those are just two very small examples of many of the ways in which I've changed my behavior. All right. So, Ashe. Okay. So that's what I got to say about that. And let me see if I got enough time to say about money. Let me see. So the gift card that I got from Starbucks, very interesting stuff. I started noticing that other companies have Cash App. What I don't know what to call them because they're apps, but there's something maybe frequent flyer, maybe just call it a frequent flyer card, right? And I said yes to one earlier. Now, me saying yes was not a deliberate change. I just didn't have my wallet. I said, "Oh, can you scan my card?" Yeah, we can scan your card, and and so I got this coupon. Well, not yesterday, but recently, I went through the drive-through of Hughes. I can't remember the name of the place, but Hungry Howie's something. Anyway, I went through their line, and my mom and I were testing them about how much it was. And then she's like, "Well, you got 10 degrees off, $10 off anyway." There we go. We got $10 off anyway. I was like, $10 off, and apparently my rewards have been building over time. And so now it's going to be the same thing that's happening at Starbucks. They're building. I see the tickets already building. So that's going to be interesting, and being a part of the family at a different level. That's it really. But being a greater consumer of, not greater, but a better consumer of these things that you have in your wallet every day. These things you have in your day, like you recognize coffee, and so and so's got coffee, and Like you want to interact with them on a higher level. Yeah, that's what we're trying to say. We're trying to interact with them on a higher level. So the higher you are in your interaction, the greater your response can be. All right, that didn't sound right, but yeah, I think you knew what I meant. I think you knew what I meant. Okay, so now let me see what else I've got in the chat, and I'll see what we got. Oh, let's see. Michelle, you are a powerful person. All right, I accept that. I accept that. I can relate with changes in body and movement. Yes, yes, it's hard. It's hard to do it. And let's see. Your doctor had a stroke. Sounds like he had a mild stroke compared to yours. Yes, and it's hard to recognize the differences between his stroke and my stroke. I know I've stopped talking about it, but I haven't stopped feeling the difference between him and me. It still bothers me. And the fact that he's can just go and get up and go to work, and I've still got to be the first to do it this way, try it this way, try it this way. That's hard. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what he's saying. I put things into perspective. Yes, I happened to him on run into him. It was a night, and I did not want to drive. Actually, I was not very talkative with Patrick until Jordan. I picked him up all the way from Columbia, Maryland, from Home Depot. He was so very patient and appreciative of me picking him up. Ashe, yeah, it was meant for you to find him, Fee, and to speak to him, and for me to hear his words of encouragement and know that I'm not the only person out here who's had to refigure how to do everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. Everything. Seriously, everything has been brand new. Brand new. All right, so let me how do I, oh, here we go. I was trying to figure out my outro music. All right, so check me out here tomorrow, and we'll be talking about more money. Yeah, more money. All right, so keep doing, be a hero, be your own hero. Remember that pain now is better than perfect. Remember that now is better than perfect, especially in terms of investing. Do something now. All right, I'll see you later.